Yeah, today we are going to start with JavaScript events. Generally, event means when we perform some action on the browser using HTML elements like button, text input. In text input, we can type something that will raise some events. Like if I click on button, that will raise click event. If I type something in the text input, that will raise like on change event. Means the state is changing from empty to some text when we are entering or typing something on text input. And the mouse over. Mouse over means when I mouse over on that particular element, that will raise an event on mouse over. Mouse out means when I remove the focus from that element, that will raise on mouse out event. Unload event will be called when the HTML page loads on the browser for the first time. And key down, key up. These two are related to keyboard events. When I click one letter in the keyboard, if I press, that will raise and key down. If I release that button, and key up event will be called. These are main events in the JavaScript. Right, these events we can declare at tag level. Here you can see the syntax. HTML tag sum JS event equals to JS event handler. This JS event handler means we can declare one function inside the JavaScript and we can call from here based on this event. For example, yesterday I think we did one sum. JS example. Here I am typing something, and when I click on this add button, it's calling some function, right? This one, add. I declared one function in JavaScript and I'm calling from this event. On click is a event. When I click on that button, this event will be called. And this is an example for the event. We can use these events. On click will be used for buttons. On change will be used for text inputs. On mouse over, mouse out will be applicable for all the elements. On load, we can declare it body level. On key down, key up will be applied for text input. For this, have an example. Down mouse out object needed JS events. Here I have on mouse over event. When I mouse over, it's changing the image, right? Previous state. Now we'll walk through the code. Here I declared one image directly using image tag, right? The src is 1.jpg, and here I specified on mouse over event and on mouse out event. In on mouse over, I am calling on mouse function. Here we declared on mouse function. Here we are taking or getting the DOM element using the name, the ID. document dot get element by id of first dot src. Src stands for this one, right? Attribute equals to 2.jpg. Means when I mouse over, I am changing the src, source of the image. Okay. When I release, like on mouse out means the area. When I mouse over, it's changing. And moving out of that image, it's again changing. Here on mouse out, we are calling change img. Here also same, we are changing the src to 1.jpg. Right? Here we declare two events on mouse over and mouse out. In mouse over, we are changing the src, and mouse out, we are changing again to original state. This is for on mouse over and mouse out, and here something coming out. Here on key down, console it's showing on key up. These two events will be used at input level. Here we have console, right? See, when I press release, press release, press release. When I press key down will be called. When release, key up will call. See the code. Just on key change, on key down and key up, two different events. Key down will call when we press some character on the keyboard. Only press. When I release, again the on key up event will be raised. On change. Yeah, here. See, here I'm changing something and coming out, it's applying what I specified here. Exactly dump of that, right? You can see the code now. Right here in on change event, we are calling change function. In JavaScript, we declared change function. Here, just we are taking the value of this one, first one, p address dot value, right? Here we are specifying get element by id t address dot value, right? We are in the unchange listener, we are assigning the value of first text field to second text field. In unchange, unchange will be called when the focus come out of this text input. See, now cursor is blinking inside that. I'm removing focus. If I click on outside the text input, the focus will be removed. Then the change handler will be called, right? HYD. Now I'm clicking, the temporary address will change, right? Change event will be raised when the focus come out from the text input. And here another attribute another event, onload event, when browser loads the HTML page, right? First it's calling the load function, after that it's why we need to use onload means if you want to assign some values, default values to the text fields, or you want to calculate something before loading the page, then we can use this onload function. Means the first time calculations and first time default values if you want to set, then we need to clear, right? On click for button, and mouse out we can use for divs, images, and buttons wherever required. Based on requirement we can use all like this two, mouse over and mouse out. And onload will be called when the page loads, and key down key up for text inputs. Any doubts? Any doubts regarding this events?
No, sir.
Yeah. Right. In JavaScript, we have these limited events, but in jQuery, they introduce a lot of new events based on the browser. We can see once we start with jQuery. Right. And here in JavaScript, as we discussed, JavaScript is a object-based scripting language, right? That's what they provided some default predefined objects. Till now we have seen document is one of the object. Now we have math object as well as date object by default. In math, we have directly minimum, maximum, right, math. Nothing is coming. Okay. Here, so minimum, maximum, random, round, we have these four functions, and absolute, power, square root. Okay. We have example for these, right? Here, math dot minimum, right? I specified list of numbers inside that minimum, right? It will returns the minimum value. See, right? 3 is the minimum value, right? Here, you can see here, 3 is minimum value. If I specify 4, what happens? That should return 4, right? Because 4 is minimum value now. Yeah. Returns 4. Means math dot minimum function will evaluate the minimum value. Means least value from list of numbers. That is the functionality of, right? Now we'll see maximum. Maximum means max function will return the last value or maximum value from list of values, right? 345. Let's see in this list which one is highest. Here 345 is highest value, and here see, I declare two variables and max value, right? From variables also we can, 65 is max value, right? And this method at random will generate the numbers randomly. We cannot predict that random number. Generally, this will be used for generating in I think in Java also we have this random function. This like mainly this function will be used for generating OTPs, one-time passwords, and some random DB IDs. We can use this method at random. We cannot predict the value which will be like generated for next. Now see, it's generated 0.6 something. Now again I am running, it's generated 0.15, 0.54. We cannot predict the number, random number. It will generate randomly. See, right? Mainly this random function will be used for OTPs and generating one-time passwords. And another thing is generating like random IDs and unique IDs for inserting inside the DB, like in local databases. This is round, and this one is round means it will round the value 4.4. If I have 4.6, 5, it will round to 5. 4.5, also 5. Right? Math round will be used for round the values. Rounding means till 4.49 it will returns 4 only. After 4.52 5 it will returns 5. And absolute value. Absolute value means it will return only positive value. If you specify the negative value inside this also, that will convert into positive value. That is the use of absolute. Always it will returns a positive number. If you specify negative value also, it will convert to positive value. That is this ABS absolute function will do. And we know power 5 power 2, the value should be 25. POW is a function to calculate power of two parameters. First one is base and second parameter is the power. And we can do square root also. Square root of 24. 4 point something. Square root of 25 should return 5, right?
Yeah.
These are the math functions generally we'll use wherever required, right? These are the functions all. Total 7 functions. Clear, right? Math functions. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Minimum will return minimum value from list of numbers. Maximum will return maximum number from the list of items or numbers. Random value generate random number. We cannot predict that value. Round will round the value till if it is less than like 0.5, that will return previous value. If it is more from equal or greater than 0.5, then it will returns front value, like here 4.4. If you have 4.4, it will return 4. If you have 4.5 to 4.9 something, then it will return 5. Absolute value returns always the positive integer value, and power will return power calculation and square root. Yeah, that is math object. Now date object we can see. This also, yeah, console, right? We'll see each output how it is coming based on this only. This is the syntax to declare or create date object in JavaScript, where date equals to new date. Right? First, we are printing the date. Right? The date printing Tuesday, March, as per my standard IST. Right? Tuesday, March 14, 2017, 7:1 the time, and GMT 5:30 and India Standard Time. Means it will return entire time stamp date. Now I want to get only the date from this entire timestamp. Then we have default functions get date. It will return only the date, particular date, 14, right? 14 it will return 14. After that, just I'm formatting with a string here. Get month. Get month will return current month, not the date has some issue. It's not issue that will return the previous month value, right? Means it will return from 0 to 11 as per this date object. The month counting 0 to 11. Third month, right? This is third month. Then this will return 2. Right, but originally the month is 3, right? That's what every time, everywhere we should add 1 month manually plus 1. Get full year returns 2017 2017 directly, and here you can see the output. Get date function will return date, get month will return -1 month number because it will start from 0 to end till 11, because 1 to 12, but it will return 0 to 11. That's what we need to add one more to that function. Get full year returns the full year. Next, if you want to get the day, get day, it returns second. Second means in this week, it is a second day, Tuesday, right? For me, it returns the number, day number, right? Get full year will return the year. Get month, as we discussed, get month returns always current month -1 because it starts from 0. That is the concept. Hours, if you want to get the hours, get hours and get minutes and get seconds. Means this will return the timestamp, right? 7:1:31. And here you can see I'm specifying some date. Previously, if I want to check my birthday and gender, 1408, right? I want to check the day and date of previous year and month something, then declare one date inside the date str. I declare one variable and I'm passing the parameter, or else here we can say for the constructor, parameterized constructor, I'm passing this date and I'm taking to date 1. Now see what the result will be. And that is Friday, August 14th. In 1987, the 14th August day is Friday. Right? We can get the all these functions for previous years also or future years also. Take in 2018, right? Tuesday. In 2018 also, August 14th is Tuesday. Okay. Now, this is, these operations is showing the current date and current time stamp, right? But if you want future or past dates want to part something, then you can declare the date and you can pass as a constructor or as a parameter to date object. Then we can perform these actions. Clear, right? To create date, use date object, right? Where date equals to new date is a syntax. Get date will return date. Get day will return the current day in this week. And get full year will return the year. Get hours. Sorry. Get hours will return the hours. Month will return -1 because it starts from 0, and seconds and minutes. Clear, right? Pretty straightforward. There is no confusion, I think. Clear, right? Okay. These are some bits of JavaScript. I'll walk you through. The scope, JavaScript scope. Scope means scope of the variable. Okay. Scope of variable means if I declare one variable inside the function, right, this will become as a local variable, right? I can access within this block. If I declared another function outside this function, right, we cannot access outside of this function, right? And if I declare here, we can access in all the functions which are declared. Only two variables, one is local and one is global variable. Global variable will be declared directly on the page and local variable declared inside the function. If it is declared inside the function, we cannot access from outside because it's a local to that specific function. And this is typecasting. I'll show the example for typecast. Here, typecasting means we are converting. If you want to convert integer to string, directly we can use this .toString, or we can write like this. If you concatenate with some double quotes, it will become string, right? As is in like in the Java, you can use this input. And here using Partsint we can convert the string here 2, 3, 4 to integer directly. And here this the type of is a predefined function in JavaScript which will returns the type of variable, right? Now input has parts in input means this will return integer, right? It should show the type is number. If I use input 1 directly, right, string, to determine type of the variable, we can use type of function. Okay. Sometimes if we won't declare anything, right, it will return, I think, undefined. It will throw undefined error because we haven't declared, right? Input 1 is not defined, undefined error. Undefined because we haven't declared anything for this input 1, right? Sometimes it will throw undefined error. And for checking conditions, for calculations, we can check this condition also. We can write like if type of input 1 not equal to undefined, then calculate some logics. We can use this condition for arithmetic calculations or some validations also we can use this. Typecasting. This we know, right? Embedded JavaScript, external JavaScript. And we have example for variable sum subtraction. Send you these examples. Searching for these are validation for the form. This is about to explain. Right? Now see, the thing is, first we declare a form, right? We declared one form with input text, name and the age, right? And we declared one table with headers, right? The functionality is when I entered something in text fields and click on add, that should add the record in the table. Now, see, when I click on add, right? It's calling add table function, right? This is add table. We're taking the table into variable. And what is this? Table ID is my table data. My dynamic table. Okay, no issue. Here we are creating one table, right? Dynamically, the create element is a predefined function in JavaScript which will create an element. Here we can specify any tag of HTML. Here we can specify p tag, anchor tag, image tag, anything. Table dot border one, table body, and this original thing comes here, right? If you want to add one record to this, first we need to have one tr, right? Table row. Inside that we need to specify 3 columns, means 3 TDs. Here we are iterating the loop. Less than 4 means it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Here we are creating the TD element and appending the child. Oh, 1 second, man. I think a table. I think we missed. We are checking this one. I think it's adding just one dynamic table. Now we need this, right? Adding the record. Here, add row. Okay. Here we are taking the values of 2, name and age. And we are taking the table also, and row count. Table dot row start length will return the row count, current row count, and row. Table dot insert row, row count. Now we are assigning, we have 3 cells, right? 3 TDs. Insert cell 0, inner HTML is button. We are creating one button or declaring one button to delete that specific record. In on click, we are deleting the row. And row insert cell 1, my name dot value. My name is the reference of name text field. Age is reference of age text field. Here we are creating a row and assigned here. Right, when I click on this delete button, it will call delete row function. Here, root, this will return the row index, because here we are passing this, right? This means it will return the row object. It will return to this delete row function. Here we are taking the index and the table element, and we are deleting the row from the table. Generally in JavaScript, it's somewhat complicated to build or to create dynamic table. But in jQuery, it's pretty simple. Just we have predefined functions there to append table rows and this table data. Here also we can make, this is predefined using predefined functions. Okay. Clear? The functionalities, when I type something and enter something, when I click on add, we are creating the row, one row with these 3 cells. Each cell has, first cell has the delete button. For delete button, we are in on click, we are calling delete row function. For that, we are passing that created row. That row contains the row information. Based on that row, we are deleting the specific row. based on the index. Clear? Any doubts?
No, sir.
I'll forward these examples. This is one, I think, just one template. Yeah, I think tomorrow we can start with Bootstrap. Just it will take one or two sessions to understand what is Bootstrap and why we need to go with that Bootstrap and the advantages of Bootstrap and how to use and how to get from getbootstrap.com. This is one another theme. I'll forward all these examples today. And external inline, all the examples we have here in this example folder. I'll forward this entire example folder. Login validation, we can go through once the login validations. Already explained, but once again, here we declare two inputs, right? One is a username and second one is password. When I click on submit button, it will call validate function. Here just we are adding the conditions. User will hold the value of username and password. Just we are comparing here. User not equal to empty, user not equal to null. Then only come inside again. It will check for user admin, password admin. Then it's saying it is valid, or else it's saying invalid. Generally, in this condition, here we'll call the server API to validate. Once we start with jQuery, I think first we can start with jQuery. After that, we can have Bootstrap because the Bootstrap is combination of HTML5, CSS3, and jQuery, not in JavaScript. Once we complete with jQuery, then we can understand Bootstrap more easily. And I'll show once the jQuery finishes. I'll show how to call API. I'll show one real-time API and how to call, how to get the response from server, and how to send from outside, how to construct JSON string. Right, nowadays all request and responses based on JSON, right? JavaScript object notations. How to create JSON format for as per our requirement and as server required, and how the API document will be, how we can understand that API. What is the URL, what is the request, what is the response, what are the headers, what are the HTTP methods we need to use to call a server API, and which one will be used to, means how to upload image to the server. How to upload means generally for image, we cannot upload directly the image, just will convert to base 64 and will send the stream inside the JSON. I'll show you how that will be used. Right, I'm not stressing more concepts in JavaScript because we have a lot more things in jQuery and AngularJS to learn. As just for basics, we are walking through this JavaScript. Clear? From tomorrow, I think it will take 2-3 sessions, and I think for jQuery. in online tutorials anywhere you can see the limited tutorial for jQuery and AngularJS, but comes to real time there will be a lot of things, lot of concepts will raises, right? We can focus on that real time scenarios. I have one document, I think for jQuery also. Just for basic brush up, I have taken from W3 schools. Just I'll walk you through this document first. After that, I'll start real time example. There is no material, nothing. Just I'll take one scenario, real time scenario. For example, I want to create this dynamic table using jQuery, right? Now we see in this creating table and taking one object and creating these things. There will be one single statement to write directly. And here when I click on delete button, we are calling this function, right? There the event handling will be different. Here in JavaScript, entire event handling based on the attributes, attributes, right? These things, on click, on change, on blur, on focus or on key down, on key up. These are attributes in JavaScript to handle events. But in jQuery, we have different type of handling. There we can declare directly at like in JavaScript the events. We won't declare like this in on click and all in HTML. Just will declare one ID. The ID will take care everything in jQuery. That I will explain. Yes, don't think that he explained from W3 schools documentation. This is for just basic introduction and basic idea and basic concepts of jQuery. After this, we have a lot more things. After this document, I can say. We can see real time 2 to 3 examples. And the main thing with this, like the jQuery or JavaScript, is calling API, right? We need to post the data to server and we need to read the data from server, and uh, here we need to like display in the table. This is main concept. In the real time also, this is the like main scenario where we implement this jQuery. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And after finishing of jQuery, we'll start with AngularJS. AngularJS also same concept. If you read in online, you can see limited concepts. But I'll start directly one real-time project to show how AngularJS will we can write with AngularJS. There also the main concepts are validations and the API calling. That's it. Okay.
Sir, can I have PPT, sir?
Yeah, which one? JavaScript.
Like HTML also, we're doing it in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
I think I forwarded to Harini.
She gave only HTML, not CSS.
Sir, I think it's better. It's better to forward by yourself only to us.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir, it's better.
I'll forward. Today I'll forward this CSS, HTML, JavaScript with these examples. This can
Okay.
right? These are lot more things about the JavaScript. Okay, I'll forward these two documents.
Excuse me, sir. I
I'll
have a
forward.
I
doubt.
think Harini ma'am, due to a lot of classes, she is confused. I think so. So that's why
I'll
I
forward.
request you only to send the videos or documents directly to us.
Okay, I'll talk to Harina. I'll send something.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take care then.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Is AngularJS a framework or scripting language.
It's a framework, right? jQuery is, yeah, JavaScript only the scripting language.
Okay.
jQuery is a framework on JavaScript. Angular is framework built on jQuery.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
is the concept.
Okay. So we can call it as a framework.
Framework only, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Scripting framework. Okay?
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Bye bye.